Hey guys, it's me. The patch notes are just out right now, the newest patch, and they have buffed Viper quite a lot. And for some of you who play with me, you know that I like to play Viper, but I still think Viper is not so much effective. I think this patch could change it quite a lot, not just by a small amount. In this patch, the following changes have been done. When a person runs through Viper's acid, that Molotov, usually they'll be debuffed when they're on it, right? Well, now they have done it such that if a person exits that Molotov, that debuff would be applied for 2 more seconds. It's like Killjoy's alarm bot along with Molotov damage, something like that. Basically, the person would take 2 times the damage even when he's out of the molly for 2 seconds. So this can be extremely vital to stop pushes, and pushes especially if a person just pushes through the Molotov like Jet, the Jet would still have debuff applied. So even if the Jet does not take damage from the Molotov, the Jet has 2 seconds double damage, and you can use that to your advantage. So pushing through these Molotovs would be extremely dangerous, and it would like push people back. Usually people do not respect Viper's Molotovs. People also do not respect Viper's walls, and I hope they bring some changes to that. Viper's smoke is kind of fine. I just think her equipment might need to be changed. The second change they have brought is when you apply Viper's ultimate, which is Viper's Pit. Usually before this patch, you would be stuck just waiting for the animation to complete. Like in your, let me just show this here. Where is it? Yeah, here's 2 seconds debuff. So here, if you see, the player is going through the Molotov. He has 100 HP. He's going through the middle of the Molotov with a pistol. Not a knife, of course, but a pistol. So running through the pistol, the person has taken 64 damage just by running through the Molotov. That's a lot of damage. On top of that, you have the debuff now applied. So the person would take 2 times the damage just from the Molotov. Not just 2 times the damage, but also on top of that, the already low HP can be very beneficial to Viper. If you see here, the person gets HP almost, HP is not gone, I mean not regained, but the debuff is still applied, not applied before. So rather than like taking 2 or 3 bullets from this Viper might be 1 or 2 bullets depending on where you're shooting. That's quite potent. And regarding the pit, you can see here, this was, I think, before. No, after. That's the speed of running after deploying Viper's Pit. So when Viper deploys her pit, she can start moving more faster than before. This can help you set up more quicker. If you see here, this is before speed. This is after. Viper is already here. Right? This Viper is still here. Basically, like she's no longer a sitting duck like she used to be. It's a huge difference. Another huge difference in the pit is that they have increased the weapons equip time. The equip time is not uniform with all weapons. In an average, it's around 0.4 seconds. That means not all weapons are having an equip time of 0.4, but some of them, on an average, they do have 0.4. If you see here, the person equips an Odin, and Odin takes time to equip, right? Especially if you deploy Viper's Pit. But now that's changed. Look at that. The Odin is ready here. The Odin is taking time here. That's quite huge. There have been cases where I personally have died multiple times because of deploying the pit and just waiting for the animation to complete. I think this would change it quite massively. Another important change that they have applied is that the fuel for Viper at the start of the round has been increased to 100%. It used to be 50%. So you could like block off an area for 7 seconds if you deployed your wall or smoke at the start of the round, which wasn't sufficient to take control and stuff. Now, since it's 100%, you can deploy your wall and your smokes for 15 seconds. 15 seconds is a huge time to take map control. On Ascent, you can take mid control quite easily with this 15 seconds. 7 seconds were not enough, in my personal opinion. I have experienced a lot of, surprise attacks because my fuel was completed. And you can even do executes more quicker. Executes can be quicker. You don't have to wait. Suppose pistol round, you want to push somewhere. You will have 15 seconds for the smoke and wall to be there. Not 7 seconds. So that helps you push more safer, let's just say. Especially with the changes of especially with the Molotov change, I think the wall could be respected if you use your monitor wisely. For example, if you have Ascent B site, you have 15-second smokes rather than 7-second smokes. So you can put your wall up and smoke up instantly for 15 complete seconds. So the person, so your teammates can run B main instantly. You can Molotov cubby or CT or anywhere, and the rotation players cannot flash through those Molotov walls or smokes. They cannot push through it because they will have double damage applied. In most cases, what I've seen is people put the Viper's wall and enemy players simply push through the wall no matter what, because it's a thin wall, people can see instantly. But now, since you have a Molotov, if you apply the Molotov properly behind the wall or behind the smoke, they cannot touch the Molotov, because once they touch the Molotov and they try to push the wall or smoke, they will take double damage. That's huge. The wall can be respected, but I think they need to put more more aspect on Viper's wall. Viper's wall needs to be buffed such that people cannot push through it as easily as they are able to do it right now. They are going to, of course, if people pick Viper a lot now, but her win rate will still be the least, then they will have to make changes to Viper anyway. And I think after like a few days, if people aren't winning more often, her pick rate is going to go down again. Especially since they have nerfed Jet and Reyna and other agents. I think Viper could be in pro play. Might be in pro play, but we can't say that for sure right now. I really hope she becomes a top tier agent, because she has a potential. She has 2 Molotovs, a good smoke, a decent wall, and a great ultimate if used properly. But it's hard to use those utilities, especially since you have other agents which can do it easily. Omen can smoke off anywhere. He also has a great flash, a teleportation utility to escape combat and other stuff. And Brimstone also has a Molotov. Phoenix also has a Molotov. All those Molotovs have higher in damage, and some of them have higher in range as well, which is quite irritating. But let's see what Viper will look like after these changes. The changes would come tomorrow or the day after. They haven't released the patch notes yet. And if you didn't know, for some reasons, people have been speculating on something. Hitscan always uploads their videos instantly when the patch comes out. Well, it's not because they are fast, it's because they have exclusive access to these patch notes. Like if you can see here, the patch notes, the page doesn't exist, but these guys have already gotten the pages before. So if you want to get more information from the developers, I would suggest following these guys, because these guys somehow have more direct access to developers. Yeah, I just had to mention that because some people have, my friends especially, have been thinking how these guys are uploading so quickly. Anyway, that's all. I had to just give my word out. I think Viper could be potential. I'd like to see Viper being potential, especially in pro play, so that even I can learn. I'm trying to make Viper good, but she's extremely irritating and annoying because her utilities take a lot of time to deploy. You need to have your mind focused on your fuel. You need to have your mind focused on the Molotovs, when to use them and stuff. It just gets irritating. But let's see what happens. Hope it's gonna be good.